Today we are making a very popular Filipino dish, menudo, but this time without tomatoes. Menudong puti. Let's start cooking. So let's start off our menudong puti. We have our pork cut into small pieces or menudo cut, seasoned with salt and some pepper. Yan. So we're not adding any soy sauce so it does not become dark. And let's just mix everything together. Very important to season your meat ahead of time. And I will do the same with my pork liver. So if you want to remove that iron taste, the metallic taste of your liver, soak it in salted water. Soak it in brine and discard the water. And this is what we have. And we will just season it again with a bit more salt. No? We rinsed out the salt, but now we will season with salt to give it a nice flavor, to bring out the flavor of our liver. No? So that's it. And in the meantime, what I will do, I will heat up my wok and I will begin frying my carrots and potatoes. So very important, diba? To have everything ready. And what I will do, I will just cut my carrots and potatoes. Start with the carrots, hot oil, and I will also dice my potatoes. And dicing up my vegetables. And usually, when we say menudo, it's really cut into small pieces. Yan. So I will just dice my onions as well. So I will fry my carrots. Let that cook. Once my carrots are half cooked, I will now add my potatoes, patatas, garlic, it's ready. I will just season my carrots and potatoes with a little bit of salt. Today we are using Vienna sausages and not hot dogs. I will just cut these into pieces and add to my vegetable mix. Cut into 3 and add it here. Saute, saute. We will now set our vegetables and Vienna sausages aside. Heat up our oil, and now we will fry or saute our pork liver. Don't overcook your pork liver because it's going to become tough and grainy. So ito, tama lang. Tamang luto lang because later on, we're going to add it back to our menudo. It is going to be perfectly cooked. Set this aside. Not yet fully cooked, but good enough. This side is going to be bloody later on, but we will cook it later with our other ingredients. Now it's time to saute our aromatics. We are using our onions and garlic. Beginning to smell so good. Saute. And now it's time for us to add our pork. Diced pork. So this is a very important step in Filipino cooking called the sangkutsa, where we saute and par-cook the pork until tender. So we just don't like saute everything and add all the ingredients, but we par-cook it in stages, like the pork. Saute, give it a bit of a sear. And one very interesting ingredient when you do your sangkutsa or par-cooking is to add a bit of vinegar. Gives it a nice acidity, nice balance. And also, it kind of protects your meat from turning bad. No? A few laurel leaves. Our liver spread or mashed chicken livers, add that there as well. Add our chicken cube. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Let's add a bit of water. So that becomes the base of our chicken stock. But I'm adding water and let this all simmer until it's tender. And now let's prepare our bell pepper. So we're gonna add all our vegetables plus our pork liver into this before we finish the menudo. So the key here is to be sure that your pork is really tender before putting back all our other ingredients into our pan. Guys, our bell peppers for color. Add it here. Diba? I will just check on our pork. So if you still haven't subscribed to the Chef Tatung YouTube channel, please do! And click the bell button to be notified so that you can learn more simple recipes with Chef Tatung. Let's check on our pork. Now, it's almost fully tender, but before we reach that point, we will add our vegetables back into our pan. Carrots, potatoes, red bell peppers, and I will also add my pork liver. I'm adding it towards the end. We don't want our pork liver to turn out grainy and tough. But before I will add my pork liver, I have a question for all of you. Raisins or no raisins in your menudo? Comment down below. But for today, I will add raisins. So this will add a bit more complex flavor because we don't have the fruitiness of our tomato sauce. So we're just adding our raisins. And now it's time for me to add my pork liver. You see, there's blood there. Just add that all and let it cook for a few more minutes until everything comes together. Black pepper, this time freshly cracked black pepper. I'm so excited because it smells so good in the kitchen. And now we're ready to plate. Turn off our heat. So all the flavors have come together. Let's plate. Perfect with rice. Perfect with pandesal. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, merienda, midnight snack. This is really one of the old-fashioned recipes that you keep going back to every now and then. And if you haven't had this before, perhaps this is the time for you to try this recipe, Menudong Puti. It isn't really very white, no? Pero because it doesn't have tomato sauce, there's that difference in the way it looks. Add everything there. I'm ready to taste. And I have my tiny bowl because, you know, I don't want to eat too much. Anyway, I'm just tasting. Pork, vegetables, kailangan may raisins. You can add pickles if you want. And are you ready to taste with me? I'm sure natatakam kayo. Mainit. It's so delicious. I'm so happy. Pero may kulang. Ano yung kulang? Ito. This will bring back so many memories for me, especially for leftover menudo. Pandesal! And now I'm having it with my pandesal, which is really very classic, no? So, let's bite into it. Try this recipe at home. Simple, straightforward, classic, and brings back so many memories. Menudong puti. Simple. Kain tayo.